Hi, my name is Calliope Holingue, and I'm an assistant professor and AIRP scholar from Kennedy Krieger Institute Center for Autism and Related Disorders and the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, Department of Mental Health. I'm a white woman with light brown hair, and I wear glasses. And today I'm going to present on I want to talk about autism, a qualitative participatory study of gastrointestinal symptoms in autistic adults for the AIRP Research Day at Autism CARES 2023. As a bit of introduction, gastrointestinal or GI symptoms are common in autistic individuals and can be disabling, yet almost all of research has focused exclusively on children. Very little is known about the experience of autistic adults with GI symptoms. So the study goals were first to describe the lived experiences of autistic adults with GI symptoms, and second, to develop recommendations to improve the GI health of this population. And we used a participatory approach in which a community board of both autistic and non-autistic adults with diverse professional and lived experiences contributed to the study design, analysis, interpretation, and dissemination of findings. This slide shows our study team. So we have a participant-facing study team of 5 individuals, 4 of which identify as either autistic or neurodivergent. We have 24 community board members, and I want to highlight one of our outstanding primary mentors, Dr. Liz Pelicano. In terms of recruiting study participants for the qualitative portion of the study, we use social media, so Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We recruited from local autism centers, mostly in the District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia area, and we also leaned on our study team members to share study information with their respective networks. In terms of who was eligible to join the study, this was individuals who identified as being autistic or a person on the autism spectrum. No formal diagnosis was required. Individuals had to be 18 years or older, have had to have GI symptoms either now or in the past, live in the United States, understand spoken and written English, and parents or guardians could help answer questions for their adult autistic child, or could even do the interview on behalf of their adult child if their adult child was not able to do it by themselves. The interview format took place via Zoom, either in video or audio format, and interviews were transcribed verbatim. Transcripts were reviewed by participants for accuracy and approval, and we had 4 interviewers conduct in-depth, semi-structured interviews. In terms of the qualitative analysis, we used an approach called interpretive phenomenological analysis, or IPA. We had a 5-person coding team. 3 people, 3 of these coders were autistic, 2 were non-autistic, and together we generated a codebook through an iterative process of individual transcript coding, group consolidation, and refinement of codes. And one coder carried out formal IPA coding using the codes that our group came up with. In terms of who was in our study, we had 21 autistic adults and 5 mothers of autistic adults. The age ranged from 18 to 50 years old. We had about 42% men, 42% women, and 16% non-binary, genderqueer, or gender non-conforming individuals. Most of our sample was non-Hispanic white, though we did have a very small portion of individuals who are Asian, Hispanic, Latino, or who didn't provide their racial or ethnic information. And in terms of the key themes that we found, and you'll see the quotes summarized below each theme, theme number 1 is, in many instances, GI symptoms have profound and extensive negative impacts on all areas of life. Theme number 2, common triggers of GI issues include stress, sensory overwhelm, and changes in routines and food, though triggers were not always apparent. Theme number 3, most autistic adults and their parents described frustrating and unhelpful healthcare interactions. In particular, they described that the system was difficult, unpleasant, and expensive to navigate. They felt healthcare providers were often dismissive and did not offer useful diagnoses or advice. And theme number 4 is autistic adults relied on medications, extensive planning and preparation, avoidance of triggers, and positive supports, such as family or friends, to help prevent or manage these GI symptoms. So based on these findings, our study team developed 8 preliminary recommendations for how to improve the GI health of autistic adults. And we're now at the stage that we're seeking feedback from both our study participants as well as the broader autism community. And so these study recommendations are not shown on our poster, but I will just show them briefly on these slides, and you're welcome to sort of pause and read over them if you would like to explore these more. There are 8 recommendations in total. And to close, I just want to answer the question of how our work demonstrates inclusive research practices. First, we have a community board of autistic and non-autistic adults with diverse professional lived experiences that contributed to all aspects of the study. Our participant-facing study team included both autistic and non-autistic researchers, and so there was a very neurodiverse group of researchers that contributed to the rigor and inclusivity of the research process. In terms of next steps, we've just finished re-interviewing our participants to ask for their feedback on the preliminary recommendations that we developed. And next, we'll be surveying about 700 autistic adults or parents of autistic adults to also get their feedback on the recommendations. And then our study team will do a final round of revision, and will then that will set the stage for pursuing some of these recommendations in future work. And so the feedback we're looking for at this point is just feedback on our general research process. And then if you wish to look back at those preliminary recommendations for improving the GI health of autistic adults, we would love to get your feedback on those recommendations. This slide acknowledges our funders, AIRP and Autism Science Foundation. And this slide lists all of the wonderful people on our study team. If you'd like to learn more about this study, you are welcome to reach out to me. My contact information is here, as well as our study website. And this QR code will actually take you to the recording of our March 2023 AIRP webinar, which goes into more information about the study. Thank you so much.